Good morning. Great news. That belt is not smoking anymore, so we're officially unplugged, which is good. I can see that chain needs tightened up just a little bit, so we'll tighten that up, get this thing blown off, greased up. The beans are still plenty chewy this morning, so gonna give them a little bit of time to dry. It's fine. I've got the semi to dump yet still, but everything's looking good. Just doing a walk around this morning. Couple chains, couple minor things need adjusted, but nothing major. So ended up figuring what plugged the combine up. And believe it or not, it wasn't me. There was a little piece in there, a little fin that keeps the everything coming out of the back of the rotor, basically keeps it centered on your sieves back there. Well, two of the bolts had come loose on the thing, and what had happened is it was letting it get into the beater, and when it was doing that, I presume it was slowing that beater up, and it was just throwing big old wads of stuff out instead of spreading it out even. It was catching and then going and catching and then going. Of course, plugged off that hole there. Stuff couldn't get down to the spreader here, and that pile of stuff and that pile of stuff was the end result. So not too bad of a job. I mean, I always hate unplugging a combine. It's never fun, but we did get it, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, on to got more beans today, hopefully. First things first today, see all that dust? Slick mist, best stuff ever. Smells really good. Clean your cab, make it all shiny like this. So already done the console. Gonna do the rest of the cab and then clean my windows off, because we're gonna start the day with a clean cab today. Well, it's already 12:30. Combine's not ready. I'm just now dumping the semi, but honestly, I'm in no hurry. Those beans are still really chewy this morning, so no rush to get in the field today. First hopper of the day done. We're rolling so far, but I lost the plastic shield halfway. If anybody's got any good ideas to keep those stupid things latched, let me know, because that one will not stay on. It keeps working itself loose. I put washers in it to kind of shim it up and make it tighter, and that doesn't seem to work either. So not too much left over here. Got a little patch here and a little patch where I just came from. Got across the road done, and I got one way back there in the woods. So it's all cut up and split up. It's kind of a pain in the butt farming this out here, but when you're starting out, you take ground where you can get it. It's not the most productive ground because of all the wildlife, but it's good dirt, don't get me wrong. It's just all the shaded out areas and all the tree lines, and by the time the deer and the rabbits and the raccoons eat half the crop, it's just, you're not left with as much as you are in other places. But it is what it is. When you start farming, you take what you can get, basically. So I just realized that the tarp is still on the grain cart, so I better probably untarp that before I dump, 250 bushel of beans right on top of my tarp. You can see it's kind of cluster out here. The semi's across the road, pickups there, head carts somewhere over there, carts there. Everything's just spread out, and I'm a one-man show today, which is going to be interesting because this is a lot of stuff to get moved around by myself. Hopefully I can sweet talk somebody into giving me a ride, but we'll find out. Lunch wouldn't be too bad either, but my wife is headed out of town right now, so that's out of the option today. Maybe I'll give Mom a call. Running about a little over 3 miles an hour. That's about all I can get in these. They're still cutting a little bit tough this morning, but not too bad. They're definitely getting better. The sun's popped out, making lots of dust back there. So, sure the radiator is going to need blown out midway through the day today. I know they make an upgrade kit for these 2388s. It kind of helps keep the radiators a little more clean. I blow them out every day, and that's just with a leaf blower, so it doesn't do the greatest job, but it's better than doing nothing. And as soon as I get it home to the shop, I always take an air compressor and blow it out really, really good. But I really don't know of a better way to keep them clean other than keeping them blown out like that. But hopefully I don't light the combine on fire. I mean, the thing's not running hot or anything, but I'm sure you get enough stuff in there and it will be. Plenty of dust today though, that's for sure. Well, the good news is I got that field done. The bad news is when I unhook the bean head, this isn't a single point hookup, so I individually hook up every single hose. It's not like the new combines. I wish it was, because if it was, I would have avoided what I just did. Somewhere or another, there were 2 hoses that got wrapped around each other. Now, they were all unhooked, but some way or another, one of them was wrapped around another one of them. My windows are dusty, my own fault. And when I started to back up, I pulled a hose out of the combine and pulled a hose out of the head. So, taking the bean head back to the farm now. Luckily, I totaled the bean head earlier this year that I had just put brand new hydraulic hoses on. So, gonna drive this thing to the farm, pulling it right now. And once I get it to the farm, I'll be able to swap the hose, put the new one on. However, the combine was not so fortunate. It has a conglomeration of hoses that go inside of like a fabric sleeve, and I don't feel like fishing that hydraulic hose through it. So I'm waiting to hear back from a guy that can make hydraulic hoses in the field. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take that hose out. The hose that it broke right there at the fitting. It's not like it pulled the hose apart. It just pulled it apart right there at the fitting, where the fitting meets the hose itself. Well, I know a guy that can crimp those together in the field, but I can't get a hold of him right now. So, I've had about enough of cutting beans. I should be cutting beans, but it's Saturday afternoon and it's 4 o'clock, and everybody that could come work on it is closed right now, and I can't get a hold of anybody after hours. So I'm saying hell with it. That hose is the one that runs the reel on the bean head. Well, guess what doesn't have a reel on it? The corn head. So I'm gonna unhook this stupid thing, set the combine for corn, and I'm gonna shell corn just because I'm sick of beans, and they're cutting like crap. They're plenty dry. They're dry enough, but they've all got green stems. They're all full of fungicide. The fungicide beans, they're doing 10, 15, even 20 bushel better than the ones without it, but they make you want to pull your hair out trying to cut them. So we're gonna unhook the bean head. Well, I guess it already is. Hoses included. And drive the combine home, put fuel in it, reset it, and go to corn. So better to be pissed off than pissed on, but it's a hell of a day. I'd like to have one day of cutting beans without a breakdown. That'd be phenomenal. The good news is everything's moved over and set for corn, ready to roll. The bad news is the clouds are black in my rear view mirror, and that's west. Well, that's east, but that's west in my mirror, and it's right on top of me. So no more than I get everything switched over. I think it's gonna rain, but honestly, I need a day or two just to catch up on everything, get everything serviced the way I want to get it serviced and not just half-assedly. And I need to check a bunch of grain bins, I need to mow my yard because if I don't, I'm going to be cutting it for hay instead. I need to update my balance sheet, see where I'm at this month, and yeah, I got several things that need to be done, so it would not kill me at all to be rained out a couple days. Fortunately, we've had really good weather, so I don't want to complain about that. I mean, I've been able to get a lot done in a short amount of time, even with breakdowns and the crap that has been happening. But it would be nice to maybe get a little bit of catching up done around here. But we are at the cornfield. It is starting to rain, no more than I pull in, so I'm gonna tarp the semi and tarp the cart real quick, and yeah, we'll go from there. First cart of corn, getting it dumped. I have no idea what it's accurately testing. I don't have my tester with me, but Combine says 17, but it feels wetter than that. Granted, it's raining on it too, so I really don't know. It's not raining now, it's just sprinkling on and off. Not enough to stop me, but not ideal conditions either. One man show does his own carting, his own trucking, and his own combining today. I did have help getting me moved. Guy I help farm, he's not able to run equipment, but he can still drive around in his car, so he helps get me moved from field to field when he can. So back in the combine we go. The corn looks a lot wetter than what I think it actually is, and it feels a lot wetter than it is. You can see it's stuck into the windows right there, but it's not necessarily because the corn's wet, it's just because the grain tank's wet. But we'll take off and shell us another cartload. I was kind of hoping this would be a little bit better corn than what it is. It's not bad corn, but just a lot of drown out spots, and the end rows didn't make absolutely anything at all. So this field definitely had, well, not this field, but this hybrid in general had a lot of emergence issues early on this year. So the stand's not quite what I'd like it to be, but still not making bad corn. It just could be a little bit better. I was kind of hoping it would be, but I don't know. I'll take what I can get, I guess. I don't know how much more I'm gonna try tonight. It's starting to sprinkle again. I don't know, this will about fill the semi, I think, so I don't know if it's worth shelling much more out there or not. Let's kind of see where this adds up on the cart and go from there. So, I don't know. Going from a light rain to or from a sprinkle to a light rain, and the radar looks like it's going to pick up here in a little bit. So I think this is going to be the last round. Get to the end of the field, dump it on the cart, tarp it, and get it on the semi. And as you can see, it's wanting to do this as well. Got a row not wanting to clean out. Stalks are getting tough. I'd say it's time to call it a night. Yeah, it's raining, and it didn't all fit on the cart, so I gotta bring the cart back here again because there's still corn in the hopper. And I don't have a tarp on that, but I do on this, so it'll be okay to sit in here. Honestly, tomorrow, I don't think I'm gonna shell any corn. If anything, I'm gonna try and get caught up drilling some cover crops. The ground's been rock hard, so hopefully this rain will soften things up just enough that drill will go in the ground. It's not a no-till drill, so I don't really expect it to, but I figure drilling it is better than broadcasting it to an extent, just to try and get some seed to soil contact to an extent. I know it's not gonna hammer them in the ground, but that rye seed really doesn't need to be too deep in the ground to really get started. So As long as it's halfway incorporated, I'm happy. You know, ideally, I would broadcast it and then run a vertical tillage tool over it really lightly, but I don't have a vertical tillage tool. I wish I did, but I don't, so they're kind of pricey for an over-glorified disc, which is basically what a lot of them are. And I don't know, I just tomorrow might be a good day to just let the combine set for a day and catch up on some other stuff, especially the way it's raining right now. I also highly doubt that the semi is going to hold this entire grain cart, but it might. Two pretty full carts, and being a 38-foot trailer and not a 41, it's going to be pretty close. Fit on there about perfect. Ran empty right in the middle. And excuse the trash in the corn, it's not actually cobs or anything, it's cockleburs because the end rows were full of them. But not much you can do to get them out of the grain tank except kill the damn things. But we're gonna tarp the truck, go back, dump what's left on the combine on the cart, tarp it, and get the heck out of here. Went ahead and started the semi. That way it's got air built up in it when I get back. And we're gonna go back, get the combine. Semi ought to be warmed up by the time we get back. It's getting cold outside. I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm just ready to go home. I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm hungry. I just want to go home and eat some tomato soup and a grilled cheese and get a shower and go to bed. That combine has got some bright lights. When you're looking at the thing, they seem twice as bright as what they are in the cab, but nonetheless, they're bright. Maybe that thing will get washed off a little bit tonight. But usually rain just makes dust stick worse, not fall off, so I doubt it, but it would be nice if that thing could get a little bit of a bath. Wouldn't hurt it at all. So we are lined up and ready to dump. Well, I know more than got out of the tractor, and I noticed it's quit raining, so I suppose that I'll shell enough just to fill the cart. I don't want to get it real full because I want the tarp to roll over nice and easy. But I'm going to shell just enough to fill the cart. I may as well. I'm already here. I don't know. I'll probably break something just for doing this, but it's not really raining right now, so I may as well. Well, here goes nothing. Yeah, let's just knock half the corn over instead of putting it in the corn head. That's a great idea. It's hard to record and drive a combine. Windows are getting fogged up too, that's nice. It's probably because the cab's full of hot air right now, being me, because my heater's not on. Okay, one more round, for real this time. This will be the last one because I don't have anywhere else to dump it that I can tarp, so one more round. Well, cart's full. I guess we're gonna call it a night. Oh, shut up. Since I am on public property right now and not private, we're gonna lock the combine tonight. Alright, the cart's tarped, but I had a hump up on the front of it, or in the middle of it, where the tarp didn't want to go over the top. So I climbed up that ladder, and I was standing on the auger tube there that's folded back, And apparently when water meets dust, it gets slicker than shit. It was like it's like standing on a sheet of ice, but it was a curved sheet of ice. And I about fell off the grain cart, so glad I didn't. Would have been kind of a crappy ending to the day, but all in all, we didn't get a whole lot done today. I don't know, I shelled less than 10 acres of corn, but for not getting out here until 6 o'clock, not terrible. I did get about, I don't know, 20 acres of beans cut this morning until the bean head, you know, once again took a dump on me, but part of it. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all, so it would be nice to have a day without a breakdown. I've had more this harvest than I think I've ever had in my life, but just gotta roll with the punches, go with the flow, and keep on moving. So that said, we're gonna drive the semi home and we're gonna call it a night. It's time to eat. I have not ate breakfast, lunch, or dinner today, so maybe I should start packing that. Made it home, but if you guys can hear it, still got grain bin fans running, which I completely forgot about. So I've got one here to climb and shut off, and then I got to drive over to the grain leg, which is about a 15-minute drive, and go get it shut off. Ah, the joys of farming. It never ends. Well, there's one down. One to go. Some say that it helps to dry grain by not running the fans when it's raining and sucking in water. Tends to help. Just a suggestion. So let's go. All right, we are home. Home sweet home. And that concludes this video. So you guys can see my messy garage. Needs cleaned in a bad way. But I got some really cool Clark Farms cornhole boards, which is a pretty Midwest thing to have. I'm gonna pull up until I feel my truck hit something, and then I know I went far enough. Anyhow, we're home. That's the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe. Feel free to, or don't. It's up to you. And yeah, you guys are almost about to get me to, I think, 10,000. I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention, but I have noticed that the channel's grown quite a bit pretty quickly, so that's good. I'll keep trying to put these videos out the best I can. Sometimes I get really busy. I was trying to do them every day. That's not gonna happen. So every 2 or 3 days I'm trying for now. Definitely plenty of content to be posted. I was kind of worried about overdoing it, but you guys seem to be fairly interested in it, so I guess I'll keep posting it. But I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Thank you for the feedback that I've been getting. Thank you for the subscriptions and the comments and liking the videos. You guys really help me out when you do that. YouTube, contrary to popular belief, there are several ag YouTubers doing this who are making a fair amount of money doing it. I'm not making a killing doing this. I'm doing it more for your entertainment, but it does help pay some bills around here, so that's good. You got to take it where you can get it. So I want to thank you guys for watching,